What is up, guys? Welcome back. Highside Broadcasting coming back to you guys live again here today, this time at Texas for the third race of the exclusive racing series developmental league. This is our biggest group yet. We've had double-digit drivers show up for the first two races, and we have a full house tonight. 16 guys have showed up for the race tonight. That is awesome. Excited to see our development growing. Awesome to see people have interest, people joining, people adding others. It's been awesome to see so far, so excited to see what's going on here. They are currently qualifying, so we're just going to wait for them to get done qualifying so we can get in the race. But yeah, development series tonight at Texas. Same settings as last week. Just got to make sure I can get the link everywhere it needs to be so then we can get the viewers that we want. But hopefully we'll see a good race tonight. You know, the first mile and a half since this development league has been started. You know, the last two races has been on short tracks, Richmond and Martinsville. Technasi getting the win both times, one of the Sunday drivers. There's a couple Sunday drivers in the field tonight. Not too many. Most of them are development guys, so excited to see what's going to be going on here tonight. I know we're going to have a lot of, you know, captains and guys within the league watching. I know there's some other guys that are going to be watching as well, so really excited to see what's going to be going on. In the booth alone again, in the booth alone again here tonight, but we'll make it. And just waiting for them to get done qualifying. 16 guys again tonight for the developmental series. We'll talk about the standings, we'll talk about the Sunday league throughout this broadcast, we'll talk about all the things going on, exclusive racing style so far in the last couple weeks. Hopefully we'll get a good group of viewers, and hopefully we'll get a good show tonight. I'm going to check and see where they are at in qualifying. Hopefully they'll be soon done and everything will move on smoothly. Looks like they're halfway through qualifying right now, so a solid 16 drivers in here tonight, so feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what's going on out there. Let me, you know, see who's viewing and what's going on out there. Try and pull up some of the standings here. Again, Technasi so far undefeated in this developmental series. He's been on fire. You know, he had a run for his money last week with the 11 car Crangers, I think I was saying his name wrong, all last week with what was going on there. But Crangers had a very impressive run. Again, I'm not even sure exactly who brought him in. I just know he showed up last week and gave Tech a run for his money. It was quite the race there. I know Mac Attack had a really good run last week. Rob has had a pretty decent run the last 2 weeks, I think inside the top 5, so Rob's been good. One of the guys that I'm not too familiar with. It's always cool to see guys that I'm not familiar with come in and show out, you know, again with Rob, with Crangers, and there's going to be a lot of guys in here tonight, so really excited to see what's going to be going on. Let me actually look and see who's all in there and see, you know, who I recognize, who I don't. So we got Big Rig again, who's been here for all three. Go Blue Tater joined last week. Wrigley Dust has been here. He's a Sunday driver. High Explosive started last week. Keith and Crangers, all three of them started last week. Mac Attack and Rob been here since the start. R-Tide has joined us tonight. Shaq has been here since the start. Skins for Life. Swamp. TCR T-Bird is new tonight. Technasi, D-Dubs. That's the field, but we'll get in there and watch and see what's going on. They should soon be done with qualifying here, and we'll be pretty much on time to start this thing. An interesting factor that's going to be taking place tonight is, you know, the pitting from turn 3. So that's something we're going to have to watch. It is a mile and a half. I do believe this week we're going to have to pit from turn 3. Actually, I know we will have to. So these guys following the same rules as our Sunday group, so they'll be having to enter the pits in turn 3. Just sent them a reminder because there's some new guys tonight, and that's something these guys haven't had to do. You know, Richmond and Martinsville, you enter on the backstretch, and Richmond you kind of have to enter going into 3 or you miss it. So this is going to be the first week where you have to get on the apron and ride around the apron through turns 3 and 4 and get on a pit road. So it'll be interesting to see who gains, who loses time, who has trouble doing it, and who doesn't. Got to make sure that everybody does do it, because it is the way our Sunday group is, and they follow the same rules, because most of them's goal is to eventually be in the Sunday group. So not all of them, but most of them. Looks like they're back at the lobby. And on the pole, Wrigley Dust. Alright. Cranger second, R-Tide third, Technasi fourth, High Explosive starting fifth. That is your top 5. Looks like Shackett in 6th. I'm excited to get this thing rolling here. Looks like some of the invites are starting to roll in. Hopefully they're gonna get this straightened out here. Alright, looks like they've got, well,
He's in the chat. We can just say. There you go. Okay, Rob G. Rob, get it going. Bike, get in the back. What are you doing? I want Kevin Stefanski to join. Tell me to bite people's kneecaps. He's in. He's in. There we go. 50 times 2. Low drive, stages, relax caution, masturbation on the bus. Wait. Stop and let Hootie get 3 laps ahead. Nobody put your balls on a cactus. Oh, hell yeah. All you gotta do is change the laps. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. No.
Actually, yeah, from what happened yesterday, do no flag.
Relaxed. Relaxed. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yes. Turbo off. Also, turbo on for who? Big Rig would like to shout out whoever reported on yesterday. Tell me to fuck himself. Yeah, I can hear you, Swamp. Swamp, am I allowed to call out the guy that, I mean, I can just tell him to go fuck himself, right? The guy that reported me? Oh, okay. I won't say that. No. Switch your bed, Rob. Don't call Nestor's name. Do not call Nestor's name. Shit, he can listen on.
Alrighty, looks like they're about ready to roll here. We're gonna get the queue to join any second now. And we'll be able to get in and see what's up. I'm excited. The first mile and a half. This is going to be a lot closer racing than we saw the last couple weeks with Martinsville, Richmond. 16 guys, our biggest field. Alright, let's go get in this thing, man. Let's go. Again, Wrigley Dust on the pole. Technosy, the winner of the last two races, starting 4th for this one. Let's go get in it. 16 drivers. At a draft-heavy track. Yes, the draft is on low, but I expect some big packs here because the draft is still existent. You just don't quite get the runs that you do, but everybody should stay relatively close. Again, pit stops. This is the first race we're going to see these guys enter the pits going into 3. That's going to be a factor that's, you know, these guys more likely are not used to. So, again, mile and a half. Going to be interesting to see who's got the speed. You know, the last 2 weeks we were at short tracks. Here we go. I'm actually excited. 16 guys. What an event so far for this developmental series. This has been awesome. I am very happy with the results. 13, 11, 13, and now 16. Here we go. Wrigley Dust. Cranger's going to lead us to green. This is going to be awesome. Technosy, you saw him get down right there. Started 4th. He's going to get down. Crangers is going to lose some spots here on the outside line as they go through the first set of corners here. Turn 4 is going to be a problem. Well, hopefully everybody can hang on to turn 4, at least for the first laps till they get spread out. A little bit of contact here. High explosive up into Crangers. Crangers outside pull, falling back outside the top 5 early. Oh, Wrigley Dust in the wall. That's what I'm talking about. Turn 4 is going to be a problem. Looks like he got up out of the way, lost some spots. The 2 car. Who is the 2 car? That is R-Tide to the lead. This is his first race in the developmental series. Ooh, the 62 loose off a 2 there. Shackett looking underneath Technosy for 2nd. Look at this. All 16 cars nose to tail. Nobody has lost it yet. This is insane. Turn 4 again. You see Wrigley Dust a little loose. The 55 there went through the grass. I think that's Keith. They're getting loose off of 4 already. I am worried for later in the run. Technosy loses spots on the outside. Here comes Mack, and Cranger's back inside the top 5 already. And now Shackett looking for the lead. I hope we race like this on Sunday. R-Tide got back down though. No, Mac Attack says you're not clear. He is clear. Looks like he's going to get clear. Now you got Rob inside the top 5 again. One of the most consistent drivers, I feel like, inside the top 5. He hasn't led a lot of laps, but he has had a very consistent string of top 5s here between the short tracks. Here he is looking for 4th. Not going to get it. Crangers is still clear. Riding in the 5th spot. As you go through the field here, that 21 car, at least we can see him this week. That's Skins for Life. He showed up last week, but for some reason we couldn't see him. He was sitting in the pits the entire race, but he was out there. So he will get some TV time. We got to make up for last week. Got to give Skins some TV time. He's already up a few spots because I know he started in the back. So he's already up a few spots. He's in a pack here with Big Rig, Keith, and the 15 is... Who's the 15? I'm not sure. Got to learn everybody's numbers. Oh, that's an issue. We got 2 8 cars. Johnny, you were supposed to tell TCR T-Bird you chose the number for him. Since T-Bird wasn't there when I came back to the chat there. You didn't do it, so now we got 2 8 cars. Not a big deal. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. It's alright. Hootie Hoo has been here for all 3 races. I'm excited to see what he's got. Looks like he's lost the draft here early on. Looks like a couple cars have. We could actually have a second pack forming here. The 15 car is D-Dubs. There's Swamp. Go Blue Tater off to a struggling start here. Back here towards the front of this pack, we've got like a 8-9 car breakaway, maybe a little more. About 9 cars breaking away here. Shackett out front, R-Tide and Mac Attack. Then you go back to Rob and High Explosive rounding out the top 5. Technosy and Crangers, the stink up the show of last week, running 7th and 8th, or 6th and 7th. And then the 2 8 cars running 8th and 9th there of Wrigley Dust and TCR T-Bird. R-Tide looking for the lead. A little bit of contact with Shackett. Shackett going to go up the track, lose some spots. Hanging on to it coming off of 4. We always like to see that. 4 is going to be dangerous. Here in about 10 laps, 15 laps, turn 4 is going to be dangerous. People are going to be getting loose. Shackett's still on the outside, losing spots. Looks like Mac Attack under fire here from Rob. Rob to second. Technosy, Crangers, High Explosive, all running that bottom line. We got a couple guys here, Mac Attack and Shackett now stuck on the outside. R-Tide out front, and we've got racing here 2 by 2. They are racing here towards the front of this thing. Technosy to 3rd, Crangers to 4th. Shackett and Mac Attack finally going to be able to get down. And now we got another pass for the lead. Rob looking underneath R-Tide. Here comes Technosy. Don't look too soon. Here he comes. Oh, bumper to the back of the 17 there. Shackett into the back of Mac Attack, pushing him up a little bit. Gonna take the spot. Mac Attack gonna cut him off. That was close there, coming off of 4. Those two fighting for the same piece of real estate. Shackett thought he was there. Mac Attack said, "You're not." Looks like he wasn't. Mac Attack held on to the spot. Now R-Tide was your leader. Still stuck on the outside. Not going to get down yet. Slicing and dicing here down the back straightaway. Rob still out front. Technosy to 2nd. Crangers to 3rd. Looks like we got a second pack here. Keith, Hootie Hoo, and Big oh my gosh. Big Rig. Hootie Hoo and Keith. Do we have 255s? No, I'm still on the same pack. TCR D-Dubs a little further back. Swamp and Go Blue Tater. Surprised Go Blue Tater is as far back as he is. We'll see if he can't figure it out a little more. Loose off of 4. You can see Go Blue Tater hanging on to it. Again, skins for life. Got to give him some TV time. We saw last week he didn't get any, even though he was out there racing. So, nice to be able to actually see him on track this week. Back at the front of this field, man, we still have, is this still 9 cars here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? I think I counted 9. Yeah, I think still 9 car breakaway here towards the front of this pack. Technosy, it took him a few laps, but now to the front he goes, bringing the 11 of Crangers with him. Mac Attack, Shackett, rounding out your top 5. I'm going to have to figure out which 8 car, they're actually running the same paint scheme too. Wrigley Dust and T-Bird. Looks like T-Bird's the one on the outside. Wrigley Dust is a few spots back. R-Tide looking to find his way back to the front of the field. We've had 4 or 5 different leaders, maybe even more, since the beginning of this thing. Rob looks like he settled back into 2nd. This has been quite the race so far. Many different leaders the first 10 to 15 laps of this thing. 9 cars breaking away here of this 16 car field. Technosy finally found his way to the front. Qualified 4th, fell back. Same with Crangers, but they raced their way back inside the top 3. We saw R-Tide lead a little bit, Rob led a little bit, Shackett led a little bit. Now Technosy out front. Love to see the racing, love to see the cleanness though, and they're all hanging on to their cars, especially got to keep an eye coming off of 4, going to be getting real loose. Rob looks like he's pretty content. As I say that, nope, still going to stay in second there. One of the 8 cars here falling off of this lead pack just a little bit. T-Bird, so it must be Wrigley Dust trying to hang on to it. Wrigley Dust was your pole sitter for this one. Looks like Rob and Mac Attack found themselves stuck on the outside, going to lose some spots. Now it's going to be Crangers to second, Shackett to third, R-Tide back to fourth. And we'll see if T-Bird can't find his way to the front. This is T-Bird's first race of the season in the developmental series. I don't think he's the only one, though. I think we have one more. R-Tide, also running his first one this season. Shackett found his way back to the outside again. Raced his way back up to third. He might be able to hang on to it, though. I think he's got the momentum. He's going to get clear here of R-Tide. Looks like T-Bird actually chose to go to the outside. His car's stuck pretty good up there. Not quite enough, though, to remain on the outside of R-Tide. You can see getting a little wiggly off the 2. Looks like Crangers looking for the lead. He had the impressive standout from a week ago from Technosy dominating Richmond. It looked like he was going to dominate Martinsville, but Crangers had the long run car and actually won both stages. Couldn't quite do it there in the 3rd stage. He said he made an adjustment, didn't work, and ultimately paid the price. Technosy went on to win the race 2-0. We'll see if Technosy can't go 3-0 here tonight. But Crangers, the impressive standout, somebody I wasn't too familiar with, got added right before the race and had a great showing last week. Had the long run car again, won both stages, and ultimately finished second. Yeah, he finished second. Mac Attack ended up getting 3rd. Again, Technosy with the win, but Crangers is out front. Shackett right now in 2nd. Oh, contact! R-Tide into the wall. High explosive into R-Tide. I think he got the apron, got up into the 2 a little bit. And R-Tide is falling back, probably going to have some damage. Oh, Mac Attack with an issue. Down the front straightaway. Has lost a lot of spots. You can see they're starting to get spread out. You can start to see who has the cars that are going to last and who doesn't. Crangers and Shackett holding on to theirs pretty well. You see Tech falling back a little bit. Rob and whichever 8 car that is. These guys are still racing back here. Keith, Hootie Hoo, and Big Rig. Those 3 have remained pretty close since they've lost the lead draft. So those 3 seem to have pretty even cars. So it looks like Shackett and Crangers trying to drive away from this pack. Technosy kind of hanging on to it. Is he going to fall back or is he going to get a big run? Looks like he might be getting the run. I think he's close enough. I think he's going to be fine. I'm not sure about Rob and T-Bird though. They might lose it. T-Bird missing the corner a little bit. Looks like R-Tide actually didn't fall too far back. R-Tide is actually around high explosive. T-Bird not wanting to ride, gonna look underneath Rob. As these top 3 are driving away, I think Technosy's gonna hang on to the lead draft here. What a show we've seen so far. This one has been exciting. Again, I think we've seen 6 different leaders since the start of this. Shackett found his way back out front. The only guy that's inside the top 5 right now that hasn't led, actually inside the top 6 that hasn't led, is T-Bird. And he's been working his way through the field. Looks like Cranger's looking for the lead here on Shackett. Shackett a little loose off of 4. Technosy is going to take advantage. And the Toyotas are now out front again. These four got linked up. T-Bird, R-Tide, Rob, and High Explosive are teamed up here. We'll see if they can run these three down. So we've got two packs here towards the front of this thing. As we go through the field, Mac Attack was up there. I didn't see what happened. I know he got the wall. Hopefully he'll stay on the lead lap and be able to finish this stage out, get back up there. Keith, Hootie Hoo, and Big Rig have been very close this entire race. These three have just stuck together. Pit stops. There you see it, entering into three. R-Tide and Robs. This is the first time they're going to be doing this season. Hootie Hoo's doing it. The 9 car doing it as well. Big Rig. Everybody entering into three. Oh! Hang on to it now. Don't lose it on the apron down there on old tires. It's easy to do. TCR D-Dub staying out another lap at least. Looks like more pitting here. Swamp is in the pits. Skins is in the pits. Skins for life here in the pits. Wrigley Dust down pit road, and it looks like your leaders now, Technosy, Shackett, Crangers, these three are doing it as well, so it looks like everybody got the memo. Again, this is the first time they're doing it. Richmond, you're kind of forced to enter going into three, you don't really have an option. Martinsville, you pit on the backstretch. This is the first time these guys have to make a serious effort to enter into three, roll the apron. It's a long way from when you enter into three to when you actually make it in pit road. And then they got to do it again on the backstretch all the way, stay on the apron all the way to the backstretch, which they had to do that at Richmond. And you come out on the backstretch of Martinsville, so this is pretty popular. Most leagues do this, so they shouldn't have an issue with this. Go Blue Tater still on the track. Everybody coming out of pit road. So now we're going to have to try and find who the leaders are again. Here are Crangers, Tech, and Shackett. Kind of spaced out, all three of them are. They're spaced out kind of equally. So now we're going to get to see who has the best car, because the draft isn't going to be effective here with them three this far apart. I think Tech might be close enough to keep on Crangers. I'm not sure. Shaq might be a sitting duck here. High Explosive, and I assume that's T-Bird. Mac Attack still with the damage. So now everybody is really spaced apart. It's going to be hard to try and keep track of where everybody's at. Oh, we got a wreck here coming off pit road. TCR T-Bird. I don't know. I think he was already off of pit road. Maybe he got loose. Something happened. No caution. Cranger's driving away from Technosy. These there, I don't know. I think Tech's pulling away from Shackett, and Crangers is pulling away from Tech. You can see High Explosive. I think he's running in fourth. You can see the three leaders up there. Oh, this must be Wrigley Dust then. Yeah, not TCRT, but this must be Wrigley Dust here in fifth. Yeah. Then let me try and find who's sixth, because everybody's so spaced out here. Rob down pit road. Alright, good. He hasn't exited yet. We haven't had an exit of the race yet. Rob coming out of pit road here. Not sure what happened. Maybe it's a late pit. Potentially. Let's see, R-Tide a little loose off of 4. Arta trying to make up some spots. He got, I think he had another issue, because even when he got thrown in the wall, he still was up there. So for him to be as far back as he is, I think he had another issue. I think Tater, he may have lost a lap, unless he just gained a lot of spots through the pit cycle. Maybe he did. Technosy closing in here on Crangers. I'm telling you, any captains with an opening, I am telling you. Crangers looks to be a real deal here. He was good at Martinsville. Now we come to a mile and a half. He seems to be good here as well. Little loose off the 2. Oh, don't get the wall. Looks like I thought he was going to get the wall. Technosy running him down. Tech is there. And you can see Rob coming on fresh tires. Everybody really spaced out. This looks like to have the most cars near each other, kind of 5 within probably 2 or 3 seconds of each other. You can see Hootie Hoo out there, then you got Keith, Go Blue Tater, Skins for Life, and then Big Rig, these 5 running. I think they're all on the same lap. I don't think any of them had anything happen. TCR T-Bird, hopefully he's on the lead lap. I know we saw him spin. I'm not sure if it was coming off pit road. Something happened to him. You see TCR T-Dubs and Swamp. A little further behind there is R-Tide, who, again, maybe he sped. I'm not sure what happened. Lost a lot of time. He wasn't this far back. Even after he got the wall, he wasn't that far back. Technosy has run down the 11, and they're coming up on the 8 of probably T-Bird, that is. Rob has got by Shackett. I'm not sure if Rob's on the lead lap or if he's a lap down. If he's on the lead lap, he's going to be in contention to win this stage. If he's a lap down, then he's going to be fighting that 8 car for the free pass. If he's multiple laps down, then obviously he's just looking to get back 1 lap down. Again, I'm not sure if it was just an extremely late pit, or if there was an issue that caused him to be as far back as, you know, having to make a second pit. Technosy has run down the 11, but has not made any attempt to make a pass. He's just kind of sitting in second, just riding. They have caught the 8. T-Bird going to give him tons of room here. I think Crangers are going to find himself racing on Sundays pretty quickly. Him and Technosy have had a great run so far. Again, Technosy undefeated so far, 2-0 in this series, but Crangers coming out of left field was Technosy's biggest competition a week ago. Looks to be his biggest competition again here today. But again, once we bunch these cars up, it's going to be free game again because everybody was in contention there. We had a 9-car breakaway, 5, 6, 7 different lead changes. It was great racing there, and again, no wrecks, no caution so far. Everybody's controlled it, coming off a 4, coming off a 2. We got through a whole pit cycle, and we got to be closing in here on the end of this stage pretty soon. I believe about 10 to go. Looks like they're coming up on another car. Technosy and Crangers have drove off from Shaq. I thought Shaq was in a bad spot there. Lost the draft coming off of pit road. I think Mac Attack's probably a lap down. No, maybe not. I think that's the leader's back there. I think he's still on the lead lap. But that's the leader's coming. So he's got to try to remain on the lead lap. Rob is coming. And again, I don't know if this is for the stage win or if he's trying to get a lap back, because he's quite a bit on fresher tires. And I don't think he could have... I mean, he went quite a bit longer than those guys did on tires. So I'm curious to see, you know, is he getting back on the lead lap? Is he going to win the stage here? There's really no way for me to tell. I hope he gets by him, so then I'll be able to tell that way. Got a pass here, Keith, underneath Hootie Hoo. You can see right behind him, Goobly, Tater, and the 1 and the 21 of Skins for Life. A little bit further back is Big Rig. And a little bit further back from him, the 15 of D-Dubs and the 45 of Swamp. Again, gotta shout out Swamp's channel, Exclusive Racing League on YouTube. He's been doing some awesome broadcasts for our Sunday group. He's been doing a phenomenal job. The different angles and the things he's able to put on there, and that's definitely something ERL is proud to have, because it definitely makes our broadcast special and different from others. So excited and awesome to see what Swamp's doing there for the Sunday group. I encourage everybody to go check it out if you haven't. Sunday group has also had some pretty awesome racing and some pretty big fields this season, so definitely go check it out. That's what most of these guys are racing for, is to try to get into the big field. Hanging on to it is Hootie Hoo, really loose off of 4. Tell you what, we'll see if Crangers can hang on to it here out front. Tech is all over him. Tech caught him, but has not pressured him to make the pass yet. You know, we're well under 10 to go, probably about 6 or 7 to go here in stage 1. I think Mac Attack should be able to hold on to the lead lap. I think he'll be fine. 43's coming on fresh tires. Again, not sure if he's on the lead lap or not. I can't wait to bunch these cars back up again, I can tell you that much. So far, every racer has remained in the race so far. No DNFs. That's awesome. Shackett definitely has lost touch with these top 2. They're pretty much out of sight. Until you get on the straightaway, then you can see them about half a straightaway down. Oh, somebody's hanging on to it up there. Caution, or is that the end of the... That's probably the end of the stage, actually. Yep, that's the end of the stage. Awesome, so Crangers hangs on to win stage 1. So he's undefeated in the stages, won both of them last week. And win stage 1 here today. Crangers are forced to be reckoned with, him and Technosy. So let's see where everybody finished here in this stage. So it looks like... Did anybody lap down? Hopefully not. Yeah, so the 43 was a lap down. So Crangers, Tech, Shackett, High Explosive, Wrigley Dust, Keith, Skins for Life, Hootie Hoo, Big Rig, and TCRD Dubs rounds out the top 10. We know R-Tide had some trouble. We know Rob had some trouble. Both guys that led this race at one point. So Rob hopefully will get the free pass there. R-Tide, I think, remained on the lead lap. Same with Mac Attack. Mac had a good run going before an issue happened, so we'll see those three try and drive their way back to the front. Hopefully everybody will be in the lead lap after this. Well, I know the 8 actually will be a lap down. So everybody's going to be on the lead lap except TCR T-Bird. Here we go, green flag, and we got 3 wide going into turn 1. High Explosive got under Crangers. Now he's hitting the apron. Wrigley Dust hitting the apron. Massive check up here. That all started, I think, Explosive went to make it 3 wide. Second guessed it, checked up. And now we got Keith inside the top 5, and so's Hootie Hoo. Or Hootie Hoo's. Oh, we got 3 wide again. Falling back here on the outside, Wrigley Dust on the bottom making moves, and they are making interesting things happen here in the back. Looks like we got a wreck. Turn 4, I think, did that. Mac attack again. This has been a struggle for Mac. He's got to get it going, though, or he's going to lose a lap. And Mac is going to be the first DNF of this one. That sucks after a top 3 podium finish a week ago. Mac is out of this one. And you know how we do it. We like to pull the drivers who DNF into the booth and see what's going on. So nothing different here. I'm sure he's not going to be happy, but we'll pull him in if he's willing to, and we'll talk to him. Oh, we got more contact. Keith around. I think he got doored there off of 4. No caution. Quite the hit there for Keith. It's not showing any damage on his car. Try and find our way back to the front of the field. Looks like 5-car breakaway. Technosy, Shackett, Crangers, High Explosive, and Wrigley Dust. A little further back is R-Tide and Rob, and then Skins for Life in the 21. So less cars here involved in this breakaway. R-Tide and Rob gonna race here. I think they probably know they're not going to catch this lead pack without a caution. You know, just them 2 versus the 5 up front. Even if these guys get to racing, the draft is going to pull those 5 a lot quicker than those 2. Keith and the 8 car, it's been a rough day so far for them. Keith had a decent run going, and then saw him wreck there coming off of 4. Hootie Hoo is well in the pits, but he's not out of the race, so he's going to come out of pit road. An early pit stop, probably unscheduled. Understandably so. Mac Attack said he's too pissed. He doesn't want to talk about it. That is understandable, but it's worth the option. If he wants to come up here and give an interview, I am always for in-race interviews, but understandable. Mac Attack after a great run a week ago. Podium finish, top 3. Had a good run going today before something happened there in stage 1, and then some craziness there. Stage 2. 5-car breakaway. Technosy out front. They're going to catch this lap car here at Keith. I can only imagine Keith is damaged after how hard he hit the wall. He's going to pull up and try and get out of the way here. These top 5 just cruising. They've got nowhere to go, nowhere to be, so they're just hanging out. Rob and R-Tide hoping that they get to racing just so they can get up there and catch them. These 2, I do believe, have cars that can win. Both of them, again, led laps. Both of them had issues there in the first stage, but they've already drove their way to the front here. They're running 6th and 7th. So they'll be there for the 3rd stage. As long as they can stay out of trouble the rest of this stage, they'll be there for the next stage. Coming up on another lap car, the 8. I believe that's TC. Well, I know it is. It's TCR T-Bird. High Explosive having a solid run here. Spent most of the stage 1 inside the top 10. Actually finished 4th in the stage. And he's running here in 4th. So High Explosive, though he may not have led laps so far, he has had a consistent run inside the top 5. And he's looking for a good point stay. He's in position to maybe get a win if he can hang on to it. Wrigley Dust as well inside the top 5. As they go by TCR T-Bird. Now TCR T-Bird would then 1-0. He's 2 laps down now, so the free pass would still go to, currently is the 55 of Keith. Starting race here towards the front. T-Bird has a good view of it. We'll try and get on that. Here we are. Shaka losing some spots here. Cranger's to 2nd. High Explosive to 3rd. Shaka gonna fall in line right in front of Wrigley. And right back under Cranger's. High Explosive looking for 2nd. I think Cranger's got a little loose, a little bit of contact there, checking up. See Shackett and Wrigley giving room to Explosive to gather it back up. Cranger's actually going to clear him, getting into 3. You can see some of these guys are getting loose. You can see Wrigley's hanging on to it there, coming off of 4. Cranger's taking a higher arc into the corner. He's all over Tech coming off. He could make the move if he wanted to. Looks like he's just content riding in 2nd. Rob and R-Tide just hanging out. If any of the top 5 has any issues, maybe a pit road issue, maybe an incident on track, these 2 will be ready to pounce for a top 5 finish in the stage. And again, these 2 led laps, so they will be there in the next stage. They'll be able to gather it back up, or if a caution comes out, as long as they maintain their 6th and 7th place run, R-Tide and Rob will be fine. I'm excited to see them make their way back to the front. Shackett and Wrigley falling off of these top 3 here. I think they might be getting a little loose. Cranger's, I don't think he's making a move on Tech. I think he just got loose there. As we go to the field here, Big Rig has caught the 21. T-Bird now in the pits. Keith in the pits as well. And D-Dubs, holy smokes. We'll give him a chance here and see if any of them are pitting. Or if they're done. See, right there, the 8. So the 8's coming out of pit road. We'll see about the other ones though. So TCR T-Bird coming out of the pits. I think D-Dubs might be done. And it looks like Keith has also come out of the pits. So TCR D-Dubs. We're gonna go ahead and pull him in. I find it fascinating. Bring guys in during the race. I know they're probably not going to be too happy, but I am still More than happy to... Am I still... Okay, I'm not sure why it said I lost connection there. As long as everything is still... As long as we're still live and we're still in the lobby, I guess we're good. I'm not sure why it said I lost connection for a second. Yep, we're still good, so... Here towards the front of the field, 3-car breakaway. Technosy, Crangers, and High Explosive have put a gap on Shackett and Wrigley Dust. These top 3 are quick, because I know Shackett's quick and they're gapping him. I know we got to be coming up on pit stops here pretty soon. I know we've seen some early stops from some of the guys that had trouble, but I know we got to be coming up on pit stops here pretty soon. Looks like some lap traffic ahead. Looks like it's Keith. And somebody else. Might be the 8-car again. Rob and R-Tide have just been hanging out here in the 6th and 7th position, just waiting for a caution or waiting for the leaders to screw up and take a position. Again, I know these two have quick cars. Can't wait to see them re-rack them for the next stage or if a caution is to come out. Looks like it's Gobley Tater. Keith and Gobley Tater, these leaders are coming up on him. Looks like Keith gonna give way. Swamp through the grass and into the wall. We gotta get back on the leaders as they come up on Gobley Tater. It looks like somebody else is even ahead of them. It might be Hootie Hoo. Yep, it is. Pit stops here for Rob and R-Tide. Big Rig taking a trip through the grass. And we got a pass for the lead. Crangers underneath Tech. Crangers going to pit road. Bringing Shackett with them. Explosive and Tech stay out. It's a difference in strategy here now. That's going to play a difference. Rangers has a gap here on Shackett, so this is going to be interesting to see where they come out versus Tech. Technosy and High Explosive are on pit road now. Explosive, Diddy Speed I think he did. Still in pit road. Wow. Explosive speeds coming off pit road. Here comes Tech. And the short pit by Crangers is not going to gain him much time. Tech going to come out in second. Probably 6 or 7 tenths behind Crangers. High Explosive ends up speeding. So again, that presents the opportunity for Rob and R-Tide to pick off a few more spots to find themselves even closer to the front to start next stage. As long as they run a clean stage here, they'll be in contention again for the next stage. Hootie Hoo coming off pit road here. There goes the leaders. So Hootie Hoo is going to be a lap down. So Tech now with the lap fresher tires, can he run down the 11? Swamp not making it easy for him. Tech trying to get him on the outside. He's going to be losing time here on Crangers for sure. Swamp not making it easy for him. Yeah, Tech can't find a way around him. Looks like he's going to try and move him up a little bit. Still can't get by him. I don't think this is all bad, though, for Tech, because here Shackett and Wrigley Dust are right there. Worst comes to worst, Shaka could leave off and get them three to link up. They'll run Crangers down pretty quickly, I'd imagine. Maybe he's not trying to get by Swamp. I don't know. I'd imagine he'd have enough car to get by him. I mean, struggling to get by Swamp is Technosy as Crangers coming up on Skins for Life in the 21. Technosy looking underneath him now. Swamp into the wall a little bit. There goes Tech, finally going to get by him. Now he's going to have to try and get by the 11. Or at least got to try and get to him. Shackett and Wrigley Dust are quite a bit behind, so I think Tech just has to rely on his car being quick enough to run him down. We've seen him run him down once before from about this distance back, so we'll see if he can do it again. Though, he couldn't get by him for the stage win, so we'll see what happens. Crangers has caught the 21. Technosy reeling that gap in a little bit. Now Shackett's turn to get by Swamp. So Swamp has the free pass for now. The 11 of Crangers now lapping the 21, so he will then have the free pass. And I don't see another car for quite a bit in front of Crangers. Actually, I don't see a car at all in front of Crangers, so this is going to be smooth sailing for him. And it'll be smooth sailing for Tech as soon as he gets by the 21 to try and run down Crangers in the 11. Shackett hanging there, though. I mean, I don't think Shackett's done yet. Wrigley's fallen off a little bit, but I don't know if Shackett's done yet. He needs to take advantage of this 21 and try and get to Tech. That's going to be his only opportunity, is to get to Tech, and then Tech can pull him up to the 11. Well, I don't think Shackett's going to be able to do that. Remember the 1 lap fresher tires, the advantage there for Tech as well. So that could play a factor here in the remaining laps of this stage. I'm going to check and see how many laps are left. Will be coming to time to go this time. Technosy all over the 11. Shackett's not done closing the gap a little bit though. Remember, the draft really isn't much of an existence when there's only 2 cars, so if Shackett's a little quicker, he might be able to run these 2 down. The draft will pick up if he gets there. 3 cars, there's actually going to be a draft effect, so I just don't think Shackett's going to get there. Technosy being patient, not really making any moves. Check and see where R-Tide and Rob is at. Wonder if Rob didn't have another issue because he's not anywhere near R-Tide and them 2 were together. Hopefully he's at least on the lead lap. Technosy's there, taking a wider corner in. Is he going to try and get him on the outside? I don't think so. The 11 onto the apron a little bit. Tech is all over him. Now loose off the corner. Tech is going to break even here. No, not quite going to break even, but trying to get to his outside. He just, I don't think quite has the car to get him on the outside. He's forcing the 11 to enter low, and he made a mistake, got the apron, but Technosy couldn't get under him, so he couldn't quite make the pass. Rangers, stage winner of stage 1 and 2 last week. Tech won the race. Could we see a repeat? Rangers won stage 1, leads here in stage 2. Him and Tech have been the show the last 2 weeks. Shackett hanging there in 3rd, not too far behind. He just can't seem to hang with him coming off pit road. Tech taking a wide arc into the corner. I think he tries to turn down and get under the 11, but the 11 just backs up the corner enough to where the 19 just kind of runs into the back of him, can't really get under him. And you see Tech trying to take a wide arc, trying to set a pass up. Can't quite get anything to happen there off of 4. Or off of 2, just can't quite get the run. With the lack of the draft, it's going to be all about corner exit to try and get the momentum down the straightaway and make the pass. Looks like some lap cars racing in front of them. Quite a bit ahead though, I don't think they're going to get to him. Tech gets to his outside and then checks up, turns down. I think he tries to drive to his outside. He just can't make it work. I think these cars are just too even. Tech just can't get enough out of it to make a pass. I believe we're going to be coming to the white flag here. Or unless, I think we're coming to the checkered. Yep, that's it. Stage 2. Crangers is 4-0 for stage wins, and Tech is 2-0 for race wins. You can see Rig hanging there on the lead lap. Rig is actually coasting down the backstretch out of gas. But he's going to be fine, he's going to be good, not going to have any issues. Going to remain on the lead lap, he made it. Go Blue Tater's actually up to 6th, so he is making a pretty good run out of it. R-Tide is going to be 7th. Rob is a lap down, trapped a lap down in 11th. He must have had another issue. Swamp's a lap down. Keith is 2 laps down. Skins for Life is going to get the free pass. That's going to put 9 cars on the lead lap. R-Tide should have a chance at it, because we know he's led laps. We know he's got a good car, had an issue. He's going to have a chance here in the 3rd stage. He's not going to have to come all the way from the back. Here we go. 3rd stage is underway. Go Blue Tater into the top 5 for the first time tonight. Hitting the apron a little bit. 3 wide. Into Tech. Losing spots down the back straightaway. They are fanning out. That got real quick. Wow. Tech is in the middle of a hornet's nest here. Meanwhile, Shackett to the lead, 3 wide into the corner, 4 wide. Swamp on the bottom. Into Keith, into the wall. Bouncing off. No, he kept it in the wall. Good on Keith. Tech is losing tons of spots here. So is Wrigley Dust. Shackett and Crangers. High Explosive, and welcome back R-Tide. Swamp would be 5th if he wasn't a lap down. Hootie Hoo is at least 2 down. Wrigley Dust and Tech have work to do to get back to the rest of the lead lap cars. High Explosive using Shackett up, but he's going to take the lead. R-Tide quickly, just as quick, is going to take the lead right back, and welcome back to the front R-Tide. Ranger's looking to take 2nd. High Explosive going to get down. Shackett going to lose some spots now. Shackett losing a lot more spots than he wanted to. Tech is actually going to get by Shackett. The 62 used him up a little bit into the corner. The 99 right there is a lap down. And that 8 car, who is that? Is that Wrigley or is that TCR? Oh, looks like Rig is done. Yeah, right there's the 8 car, multiple laps down. T-Bird. I would say Rig is done. I don't know what that means. I was using Rig too for a stream. We're gonna pull him into the booth. Passing for the lead. Well, actually, this isn't for the lead. TCR T-Bird trying to get one of his laps back, and he's going to do it. So if a caution is to come out now, he just got himself 1 lap back if he could hang on. This is interesting. All these lap cars racing, and making a difference here. Technosi's drove his way back to inside the top 5. So did Shackett. Oh, Go Blue Tater. Wide down the backstretch. Hanging on to it. He is actually on the lead lap as well. High Explosive trying to pass the 8 car back. High Explosive in the lead. Cranger's right there. Technosi as well. Same with Shackett. Are tied. Your top 5. And right there's Rob, but sadly he's a lap down. We just started the 3rd stage, Condi. Granger's looking for the lead here over the 62. The 8 car, again, multiple laps down. High Explosive trying to become a threat to win this race. Cranger's right there, are tied. Back up to 3rd. Technosi and Shackett. I'm going to try and check how many laps to go. $51, 50, 51, something like that. So that's 1, maybe 2 stops. I'm not sure what the tank says, so I'm not sure. High Explosive out front. Cranger's second. We've had many different leaders to this race. There's a lot of cars that are capable of winning this one. Five of these cars up towards the front are on the lead lap. That's the 62 of High Explosive, the 11 of Crangers, the 2 of R-Tide, the 19 of Technosi, and the 4 of Shackett. Or Shack Attack. Looks like we got another group of cars here. Keith, he's 2 laps down. The 1 of Go Blue Tater is on the lead lap. So is the 8 of Wrigley Dust. Swamp, and the 21 is actually back on the lead lap as well. Swamp is not in the 45. The 8 car racing these leaders like it's for the lead. That's going to cost the 62 to potentially lose the lead to Crangers. That 8 car is not only 1 lap down, but he's multiple laps down. Leading the field, but not leading the race. Hootie Hoo, has he joined us as a car who has exited this one? Pretty many cars has not finished. We've seen him in the pits before. He's not moving this time. He might be done. I believe he's done. We are going to try and pull Hootie Hoo into the booth then. We've been unsuccessful so far on all of them. The one car going down pit road here. Looks like he was undecisive about it, but looks like he chose to go down pit road. The 62 back by the 8. And the 8 fighting back on the outside, but could lose a lot of spots here to all these lead lap cars. Again, the 43 is a lap down. So he'd be in the free pass spot, actually, while the rest of these guys are on the lead lap, except the 8 is multiple down. Gonna try again to add Hootie Hoo to the booth. All these guys have been patient so far. Looks like everybody's been patient, but except these two. The 8, a lap down, multiple laps down, has been racing the 62. The 62 keeps trying to get by him. The rest of these guys have been just kind of patiently waiting in a line. I wish they'd get to racing a little bit, but I know they don't want to make a mistake and you know, screw up their own race, but double check again, see how many laps are left. There's got to be coming up on pits in the next probably 8 laps. I'm not sure what the pits is for this stage, but you'd be able to tell by what the tank says. Tell you what, the 62 is having a hard time keeping this 8 car from getting back by him. I don't understand if the 62 is just not getting them. Like, look at that. The 8 car just gets such good drive off. The 62, I mean, he's clear. Like, the 62 should have easily been able to get by the 8, but multiple times the 8 just drove back by him on the backstretch, and that's even with, you know, the 11 pushing the 62 on the bottom. Like, it's not like he's getting left out and he's the only car on the bottom. We'll see if he can do it this time. I don't know if he's getting loose and losing his momentum off. It's what it looks like. He's holding the bottom for a good while coming off exit. Could we see it again? They are door to door this time. Maybe he can get clear through the set of corners, but if he does, the 8's probably just going to get down behind him. The 11's there this time, though. Maybe, no, I think he's going to get down again. He is. And we've seen the 8. He's been aggressive on trying to get back by that 62. Again, that's not for the lead. He is multiple laps down, 2 or 3. I think everybody in this front pack has been relatively patient, though. Crangers, R-Tide, Technosy, and Shaq have not been too aggressive. High explosive and the 8 car have been going at it here for the front of this field, but Crangers with an opportunity to maybe get by the 8 this time. No, the 8's going to get clear of him again, and back underneath the high explosive he goes. This has been rinse, lather, repeat about 6-7 times now between these two, and none of them seem to fall further back than second in this pack. 62 is clear on that outside. Proving the outside is not non-existent. It does work if you have the car. You can defend your position. These two have done it pretty well. I know we got to be coming up on pit stops in the near future. Oh, the 2-car R-Tide taking a trip through the grass. And that probably ended his shot at winning. He's going to lose the draft and lose a lot of time. R-Tide now back to the 5th spot. 4 cars left here racing towards the front. That's the 11, the 62, the 4, and the 19. The 11 all over that 62, the 8 in the wall. And now it's the 4 lead lap cars and Rob, who's in the free pass position. In the 43. That 62's loose. I believe that's a signal for pitting. Looks like he's going to go down pit road this time. Short pitting these guys. We'll see if it pays off. The 8 coming in behind him, so now it's these 3. This has been the 3 of the field. It seems like these 3 are the ones that are always out front after a pit cycle. The 62 is there, the 2 was there, all the cars were there before pitting, but after pitting, these have been the 3 that have got through pit cycles and had good track position. The 11 now next to peel out on pit road. Technossi and Shakit going to stay out again. So we've seen the staying out work to where they don't lose too much time. They do run the 11 back down, but we've yet to see him actually pass the 11 for either of the stage wins. Technossi ran the 11 down both times, and neither time was able to actually get by him. Shakit again has struggled through both pit cycles, losing time on the 19 and the 11. We'll see if he can keep up this time. So they're going to stay out multiple laps on the 11. So that's different. Typically, Technossi's been doing 1 lap. 2 laps is going to make a much bigger difference, but again, he's going to lose more time. But he's got plenty of time to make the couple tenths he's going to lose. He's got plenty of time to make that up. Here comes Tech and Shakit not signaling. Shakit going to stay out another lap. So we've got 3 cars. Well, actually, all 4 of them are going to be on different strategies if you count high explosive. All 4 of them pitted on 4 completely different laps. So it's going to be interesting to see where they merge out. In all honesty, I think I like the 11's position. The 19's position I like. I think high explosive pitted a little too soon, and I think Shakit's pitting a little too late. I think Shakit's going to lose a ton of time to Crangers and for sure the 62, but I think the 62's tires are going to be a heck of a lot more worn than, you know, these guys that stayed out longer. So I think the 2 in the middle, Technossi and Crangers, are probably going to come out in the best position. We'll see if that holds true. Again, we got to watch for penalties as well. Technossi coming out of the pits now. The 11 right there on the 19. You know, I don't see the 62. There he is, right in front of the 19. So the 62 pitted the soonest, comes out behind the 11. So I'd say the short pit didn't work there. I can only imagine the amount of time Shakit's going to lose, because you see the amount of time Tech lost to the 11. Here comes Shakit. These guys are going to be really spaced out. Shakit and the 19, I think, are going to have to work together and catch the 62, and I think, and the 8, and that might be the only way they're going to catch the 11. They are pretty far behind. Again, 2 cars isn't going to do too much with draft. It's going to take 3. Right here, they've got 3. Shakit and Tech need to get linked up, and maybe the 43 can help, and they can run down the other 2, and then it'll be 5v1, but I'm not sure I think that's going to happen. The freshest tires does go to Shakit. Track position goes to the 11. You can see the 11's way out there. Actually, I don't even see him. And the 11 is back down pit road. Looks like a stop and go, so I wonder if there's not 2 required stops here, and if he didn't just go get both of them out of the way, and now he's going to be good to run it to the end. I have seen that strategy played before, so if there is a 2 stop requirement, The 11 pretty much made both of them back to back. And now he can run the rest of this thing green. I do like that strategy call. I actually think that strategy call will work. If it goes green, if a caution comes out, he's going to be trapped a lap down. I'm not really sure I like the strategy call because he's in a good position. He had the track position, he had the car. I didn't see the other cars gaining on him because not only were they spaced out, they were only in packs of 2, and the draft doesn't really have any effect unless there's at least 3. So I think the 11 was in a good spot. Now, you throw a little bit of risk in there with this strategy. It might work, it might not. I would have just played it safe, stayed out, and pitted when they pitted, and kept the track position advantage. Now he's only going to have a couple lap fresher tires than the rest of the field. So he's going to gain a little bit of time each lap. The rest of the field does have to pit. So now the rest of the field now has an option. Do they stay out or do they pit? I assume there's another required stop, unless the 11 pitted for some odd reason and he's out of it. Because then that puts the 62 in the lead over Shackett, who has actually drove off from the 19 at Tech. Again, that 1 lap fresher tire is making a big difference. There's 4 laps of fresher tires difference between Shackett and the 62 of high explosive. Shackett's actually in a really good spot here. And with the 11 pitting as soon as he did, he's only going to have 2 or 3 laps over Shackett, so that's not a lot. If I'm Shackett, I'm staying out and taking as many laps I can get because he's going to run the 11 down fairly quickly. That's assuming there's another pit stop required yet. Shackett going to be taking the lead here from high explosive. There he goes. Go Blue Tater now in the pits. Is he done? I think so. I know we pulled him in last week for a middle of the race interview. We'll do it again this week. Here's the 11 already on the 19. Again, he's going to be a lap down. We'll try and pull Go Blue Tater in here. Yeah, Tater definitely out of the race. I'm not going to have too many cars finish this one. A lot of cars has DNF this one. This is not a track that's very fun to run when you're all by yourself. The bigger the track it is, I feel like it's the worst to run if you're by yourself. The 11 going by the 19, trying to make up as much track position as he can here while he's got the fresh tires. Assuming there's another pit stop, he's going to be on old tires when the rest of these guys pit. Quite a bit old tires. He's already got 5 or 6 laps on these, maybe a little more. Shackett is driving off here from the rest of the field. Now he's trying to put the 8 car another lap down. The 11 not really pulling on the 19 anymore. Not really sure what to think. I mean, I doubt they can actually make it to the end from here, so I'd almost guarantee another pit. The 8 into the leader here is Shackett. The 8 is multiple laps down, and he got into the 4 there. Coming up on Swamp again. Is the 11 putting a gap on the 19? He is a little bit, so you can tell he's not gaining much at this point. Yeah, definitely one more stop yet. That 8 car has not made it easy for leaders today. He was racing the 62 quite hard. Now he's racing the 4 hard here, and the Shackett just needs to try and make time. You know, that 11 is probably who he's going to be battling, who's on some different strategy. The 11, I assume, is good to the end. So the 11 is just trying to build up as much of a gap as he can on the 4. And Shackett is just trying to maintain it because he knows when he makes his stop, it's going to be balls to the walls, trying to make up all that time back and try and take the lead and win the race. So if he can minimize the time lost here, that's less time he's going to have to gain when he does make his stop. I'm really not sure which one's going to work. There's going to be a lot of laps left, which means a lot of time for him to gain on the 11, but there's also going to be a lot of time to be gained because the 11 is spending the last 10-15 laps on fresher tires. I think the 11 should have went a little longer. I think he would have made more out of his tires than what he's doing because he's only got 4 or 5 laps on Shackett, so he's not actually gaining that much. Had he gone 3-4 laps longer, he'd be gaining another 2/10 a lap, and he'd probably already have passed Shackett by now. So I think the 11 could have waited a little longer, but I understand the strategy and I know where he's coming from there and see what he's trying to do. We'll see if Shackett can play the cards right. You know, this has turned into a strategy game here. And he's still got the 62 in the mix as well. Technology has fallen off. High explosive there with the oldest tires of them all is hanging in the mix, so he's not falling off too much. The 11's coming though. I mean, the 11's about to be back on the lead lap at the rate this is going. But when Shackett gets his fresh tires, he isn't going to be gaining 2 tenths a lap. He's going to be gaining like 7-8 tenths a lap. So that you know, 8, 9, 10 second gap the 11 is going to have. He's going to need all of it because Shackett's going to be gaining quick. So if you're the 11, I'm not really sure if you're hoping for the 4 to pit or if you're hoping for him to stay out. I'd probably be hoping for him to stay out as long as possible. I think the sooner Shackett pits, the better. The more laps he'll have to catch the 11, and at this point, the 11 has such old tires, he's going to gain a ton regardless. The 11's probably not going to fall off too much at this point, too much more. So if I'm Shackett, I'm probably pitting here pretty soon. You know, you also got to be careful. You don't want to give the 62 an advantage over you, because if you run the 11 down and pass him, and the 62's got fresher tires and runs you down, I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think this is an 11 versus 4. But I do think the 62 peeled off and pitted, so... Not sure what's going on here with Shackett in the 55. Back up on the track. I saw something was going on as I was flipping through the screens. No caution, though. Thank God. That would have threw it off for a loop. Now the 55 is loose. The 62's got damage. I'm not sure if he made a pit stop or what happened. So I think this is a 4 versus 11 game. So if I'm the 4, I'm probably going to hold up the 11 as much as I can. I mean, that's who he's racing at this point. And at this point, the 11 is safe as if a caution comes out. Right now, he's the free pass. And in a lap or 2, he's going to be back on the lead lap. So, right here. So the risk of the strategy is now over for the 11. He's not going to be trapped a lap down. Shoo, Swamp. You can hear the 11 get out of the gas there. Quite the position there. Swamp really slow on the track. I assume these guys have to pit again. I mean, there's a lot of laps left, I think, so... I assume they're going to have to pit yet. Actually, I think that's it. Yeah, the race is actually over. So I'm not sure what happened to the 11 that he needed to pit. Shackett's the winner. Tech is second. The 11 actually is third, so we will have the opportunity to ask him about the extra pit. Yeah, I'm curious as maybe he didn't take enough gas? I don't know. So Shackett is the winner. Ending the streak of Technasi. Wrigley Dust was the pole sitter. Ends up with the fastest lap as well. Only one in the 28.9s. Quite the lap there by Wrigley Dust. So let's go ahead and pull Tech and all the guys into the booth. Tech, Crangers, and Shackett. Well, there he is. You can pull his car up onto the screen, And the top three is into the booth. Crangers, you got a copy?
I do.
Alrighty, man. Well, so far you're undefeated with your stages, winning both the stages a week ago, winning both the stages tonight, but both times you let the win slip away. What happened there in that third stage that you had? I think you had to make an extra pit stop. What happened there?
Yeah, I kind of had some practice beforehand. I noticed that I didn't have couldn't save enough fuel during the final run, so I had to find another way to pull up a strategy. So I decided to pit about 4 or 5 laps into the run, see if it made a difference. I did my absolute hardest that I could, but I couldn't save enough fuel in the first part of that run, so I pretty much handicapped myself for later in the race. I mean, regardless, the 4 and 19 did a hell of a job saving fuel and all that. So I probably couldn't catch them even if there was another 5, 10 laps to go. So no, they did a great job, and I kind of handicapped myself doing that. But I love winning the stages, but I really I prefer a race win.
Yeah, no, I completely understand, but yeah, no, I wasn't quite sure what happened because I saw you make that extra pit stop, and I kind of wondered if maybe you guys had to make a second stop and you were getting it out of the way. I know there's the strategy on the table where if you have to make 2 stops, you can pretty much make them back to back and then run the rest of the race. And then when the other guys pit, and when they come out, you have a large gap because you ran the whole stage on fresher tires. But there at the end, I saw the race ended, and I'm like, well, I guess he had to make an extra stop for some reason. But hey, still undefeated with the stage wins. It's awesome to see you come in having good runs, back-to-back top threes. Awesome run tonight. Glad to see you doing well so far, and um, looking forward to seeing you next week at Talladega Super Speedway.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I can't wait to keep going out and keep fighting this 19 and 4 car.
Awesome, man. Good run.
Thank you.
Alrighty, finally dethroned. He was 2-0 coming into tonight, winning Richmond, winning Martinsville. We go to a mile and a half, and he gets second place. Technosity, you got a copy.
Yep, I got you.
What's going on, man? Seems like you weren't able to get the stages the last 2 weeks, but you were in contention for the win both times. You got it a week ago. Walk me through your race and what happened there at the end that you couldn't get it done.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same as the 11. I was just couldn't really save enough fuel. I mean, for pretty much that entire third stage, I was just partial throttle the whole time. So even with that, I still wasn't able to make it to the end to the checkered flag. I burped it, ended up burping going into turn 3. So and as for stage 1 and 2, got a P2 finish. During the pit stops, the 11 car was able to get out in front, and it's not exactly the easiest to pass them at this track. So yeah, but I was content with the second place. Second places, this will definitely help me extend my points lead a bit. And yeah, I mean, as for the fuel situation, I don't think there was much else I could have done. It definitely seems that with these next gen cars, you definitely burn more fuel than what the tank says. So did all I could, but finished second place, and may not have been a win, but still content with it.
Yeah, well, looks like you got a good car come Sunday. We'll definitely have to note the fuel. Hearing it a lot about the fuel there in the third stage. Gonna have to look into that and see. We're gonna have to do it again on Sunday for those of us that are racing Sunday. So, but awesome run, Tech. I know you mentioned you were able to catch the 11, but you couldn't get by him. I know you had fresher tires and you were able to run him down, but both times couldn't get by him. So hard to pass at Texas, especially on the low draft. The run just isn't there. It's all, how you get off the corner. Setting up a pass is hard when you don't have any draft help. But awesome run, like you said, gonna extend your point lead, and looking forward to racing with you on Sunday and then seeing you again next week for Talladega. Awesome run, Tech.
All right, thank you, appreciate it.
Gonna move on to the race winner, Shackett, my new teammate, Shackett. What's going on, buddy?
Hi.
Well, I know Tech had the best year the last 2 weeks, but you've been a contender. You've been a top 3 car the last 2 weeks. But coming into tonight, you were in contention again, and in that third stage, you kind of took control. Walk me through it, and how'd you get it done, Shackett?
It was just I knew off the start of stage three what we went into fuel gear, and we kind of just rode in wherever we fit in. And I think even with pitting when I pitted, I think I still had 2 laps. I think my fuel light had just come on when I decided to pit, so I had more than enough fuel to make it in the final stage. I think we ended up with like 3, maybe 2.5 laps of extra fuel. Um, I'm excited. Obviously, I'm hoping that this is what happens on Sunday night, but I'm excited to see kind of what happens. The car feels really good. It had really good speed. We definitely got to work on pit road entry, pit road exit. I feel like I lose a little bit of time coming on pit road with where we pit, so that's definitely something we'll be working on. But other than that, I'm super excited.
Yeah, you mentioned there the pit road. That was something new tonight, because the last 2 weeks being at Richmond and Martinsville, that really wasn't a factor with, you kind of had to enter going into 3 at Richmond, and of course the pit road, you entered on the backstretch for Martinsville. So it was awesome to see everybody doing it. I don't think anybody pitted coming out of 4. Everybody did it going into 3, and it didn't look like too many issues there. Of course, it's a new thing. Everybody's gonna have to learn, the quickest way to do it. But it looks like everybody did a pretty good job with it. The first race for the developmental series, where it was an abnormal. Most leagues don't do it for mile and a halves, because it's different. So everybody did a good job. Awesome win tonight, Shackett. Awesome run to Crangers and Technosy. And really awesome run that entire race. That first stage was a blast to watch. They kind of got strung out there with the lap cars and everything, the second and the third stage. But all in all, the best turnout tonight. 16 guys. Glad to see the developmental program growing, and glad to see some of these guys getting nods to run in the Sunday group. Technosy and Shackett just got a ride, so awesome to see. I know there's a couple more open spots and a couple more guys that are shining. Guys like the 11 of Crangers, or Rob has been really good the last couple weeks. So awesome run tonight, guys. Appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. Had a lot of viewers watching this one, and see you guys. We're going to be at Dega next week. I'm sure everybody will be there for that one. So peace.